Joining us now
that would be something.
on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline is John Saccenti, the director of the Las Vegas Bowl. John, great to have you on the show. How you doing?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing great.
What is this time of year like for you as you prepare for the bowl game now, I believe, 2.5 weeks away?
It is absolute chaos. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to manage, a lot of things to handle. I'm joking around with everybody that the last 4 or 5 days I've had to recharge my cell phone 3 different times and during the course of the day. I set a record yesterday by it being dead by about 10:45 in the morning. So. Luckily, though, my crack staff was on it. They ordered me one of those giant extra portable Mophis.
Yep.
So problem solved.
Atta baby. Why would BYU be a great fit for the Las Vegas Bowl this year?
Well, anybody that's followed BYU knows exactly what they bring to the table. For us, we're one of those bowls that is incredibly familiar with BYU. We had them for 5 consecutive years, back from 2005 to 2009. We know what the fan base is all about. We know what they're capable of doing. So there was never a question as to whether we'd get fans to travel and fans to support the game. The question for us was always, hey, how is BYU going to be this year? Are they going to have a good competitive football team? Are they going to create a good matchup for us on the other side? Those are kind of the last 2 factors that we're looking at. There's no question they had a great year. They won 9 games. They could have easily won 10 games, which would have been a remarkable season. And now it's just a matter of trying to put the pieces in place and see who we have on the other side. Does it fit? Does it match up with the BYU? And is that the matchup that we want?
Which Pac-12 teams would you target for a potential BYU Pac-12 matchup this year?
Well, it's a fairly unique year in the fact that the Pac-12 is about as cluttered as I can ever remember it, and they've all beat each other up, and so we don't have much clarity right now. The problem that I'm having, we know a couple of the teams that are in our window, and there appears to be 4 in our window.
Wow, 4!
If nothing goes crazy, and those 4 as of right now would be USC, UCLA, Cal, and Utah. The issue that we're having and why we don't have so much clarity is there's a couple bowls that select ahead of us on the Pac-12 side that still have not made their decision on what route they're going to go. So it's kind of got us in a holding pattern on what we're thinking and what we want to do because we don't know what teams are being selected ahead of us as of right now.
So you're not opposed to a potential rematch with UCLA per se? They were one of the 4 you mentioned.
It's not our ideal situation. It's not our first choice, and we're going to do what we can to avoid a rematch.
And in the case of Utah, does Utah have to sign off on that? Does the conference have a say in that? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, well, in theory, if we were to extend a bowl bid to Utah, they would have to accept the bid. I know that they've had several conversations with the conference. They're working with the conference. They're not quite sure where their destination is going to be, and the conference is communicating back to them on the potential destinations. The reality of it is they can go anywhere from San Diego to San Francisco to El Paso to us. And again, it just kind of depends on, and I think some of those other bowls, quite honestly, are waiting to see what their matchup could be on their other side as well before they make that decision.
John Saccenti, the director of the Las Vegas Bowl, with us on BYU Sports Nation. I know you talk about wanting a great matchup. What would you say is the number one most important factor in securing the matchup that you want?
Well, I'm gonna a little disclaimer here. I thought our group knocked it out of the park the last 2 years, and we were all dead wrong. So it is an inexact science. I mean, guys, 2 years ago we had a 10-2 Fresno State against a 9-3 USC. Both teams ranked in the top 25. We thought we hit it out of the park. USC throttled them. Last year, we had a ranked Utah against a ranked Colorado State, one of the top defenses in the country in Utah, one of the top offenses in the country in Colorado State, and Utah rolled over them. So we think we got it down every year, but it's kind of one of those inexact sciences. Now, we have a couple really good football minds on our committee. We created a football issues and football scouting subcommittee that consists of several former college football players. We have an old quarterback from Cal. We have Napoleon McCallum, who played for Navy and the Raiders. We have a gentleman on our group that played at Western Kentucky. So this group is made up of football guys that are watching games, and their job is to kind of report back to the group and say, hey, we think these two teams match up really well.
I'm not huge into committees, but that sounds like a committee that I would definitely want to be on. That sounds awesome.
Well, that's funny because that's the one committee that those guys don't invite me to participate in their meeting. They just report back. They don't let me in that one.
John, we'll let you know. Mountain West Conference Commissioner Craig Thompson said on Monday he thought that maybe the conference would vacate the Vegas Bowl this year. So has a decision been made about BYU in the Vegas Bowl?
Well, contrary to, I was listening to you guys right before I came on, and you were talking about the headlines and the Twitter report that came out. We have not extended an invitation to BYU. The communication with them has always been, we were talking about it, we were thinking about it. We have a committee meeting today. Our Las Vegas Bowl committee meeting meets today. The plan is to come out of that meeting with some direction, with an idea of what we want to do. If BYU is the direction our group thinks that they want to go, I'm prepared, if all parties are involved, to make a decision earlier than Selection Sunday. But there's no guarantees there. The group may decide that they really want to wait and see who the Pac-12 team is, to see who we're matching up against. But I would love to get some clarity coming out of that meeting later this afternoon.
Bowl Director for the Las Vegas Bowl, John Saccenti, with us. BYU Sports Nation continuing from Deseret First Credit Union. What are some of the pre-bowl activities that whichever teams do end up in Vegas will do as they lead up to the actual game?
I'm sorry, guys. Could you repeat that?
What are some of the pre-bowl activities that the teams will be involved in before the actual game?
Gotcha. Well, you know, one of the things that we do here in Las Vegas, everything we do is about the players and the coaches and the experience that they have when they come to Las Vegas for this bowl game. So, you know, I'm proud to say I go to these Bowl Association meetings every year, and I sit there with the Rose Bowl, I sit there with the Holiday Bowl, I sit there with every bowl in the country, and we go through what everybody does. And I will put our bowl week activities and our bowl week events up against anybody in the country. And part of that is we have a great staff who comes up with some really great ideas, but we also live in a city that affords us the opportunity to create some really cool, memorable events. And, you know, one of the things that we continue to do is we bring the teams down to Fremont Street, and we feed them unlimited Outback Steakhouse. We're showing highlight videos on the giant canopy, the largest screen in the world, and get to experience old downtown Las Vegas. We take the teams on the high roller where they get an opportunity to see Las Vegas as the sun goes down from 550 feet up in the air on Las Vegas's newest attraction. We do have our charity days and our ladies' days and our kids' day. And then, you know, a couple of the other things that are very unique is we do show night in Vegas. We take both teams to a headlining show on the Strip. This year it's a Cirque du Soleil show, Zarkana. Both the teams get the opportunity to experience a world-class show. And then we have our big kickoff luncheon, and then back down to Fremont Street for our big pep rally. And, again, I would challenge anybody in the country to create a setting and a backdrop for the pep rally like we have down at Fremont Street.
I was writing all of that down. We will personally attend all of those events. That will be fantastic. And if BYU does,
you guys are golden.
Yeah,
we'd love to have you out.
John, what would have to happen for BYU to not be in the Las Vegas Bowl?
Well, you know, we do have an agreement with the Mountain West Conference. You know, there's a team on that side, San Diego State, who's had a phenomenal year. We're having a conversation with them later today. They're sending some stuff over to present to the committee. You know, they went undefeated and then ran through the Mountain West Conference. They have a phenomenal team, and you know, they have a big game this weekend. So they are very attractive to us, to be quite honest. And then, if our group comes back and says, hey, we don't think BYU matches up against this team, or there's no way to get out of the UCLA situation, we have to take a long, hard look at that. But trust me, we love the Cougs down here, and we're keeping a close eye on them.
What's the best part of your job right now, John?
The day we finish. The day we finish. No, I'll tell you, it's crazy. We joked around about the phone dying and our office. If you guys saw our office right now, you'd die laughing. We have so many boxes and so many items in here stacked up in the office, and we don't have a big storage area. We've created little mazes to get to all of our offices in between, like, box tunnels. It's crazy, but you know what? It's fun. It's college football. It's the bowl season. It's everything about this is fun. And my favorite part, to be honest with you, is once the teams get off the bus for the first time in Vegas, that's when it's officially bowl season. It's officially bowl week, and you see the smiles on their faces. We do a nice Vegas-style welcome for all of them, and when you see the joy on their face as soon as they get off the bus, that's kind of my favorite part of it.
John, we threw you some curveballs. You hit one into the gap and you hit the other out of the park. Well done, my friend.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate all you guys do, and if there's anything you need from us here in Vegas, you let us know.
You got it. Thanks, John.
Take care.